It's time for the rundown. Tune in as Amelia and Lori share their must-dos in some of their favorite cities, amuse you with their guilty pleasures, share the unsung promo hero of the week, and help decipher all those impossible text acronyms.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 31 of The Rundown. I'm Amelia Madl from Promo Corner, and joining me is my co-host, the lovely Miss Lori Bolton of the Magnet Group. Lori, how you doing?
I'm good, Amelia.
I love those glasses. They are.
Thank you. Do they make me look smart?
They do, and young and hip, and
I love it.
They just.
And I actually do need them to see. And they're not just for fashion. I need them to drive and to see like across rooms. Like if you and I are together, I, like, you know, within probably like 6 feet, I can see, but I don't have good vision when it's in the distance. I've told everybody 40, your eyes go. And then at 50, some other stuff starts to go. But
Gravity. That's what starts to go. Well, your glasses are part of your health and wellness, and that brings us to our show sponsor. Look at how that worked. And this week's show sponsor is the Promo Show. So start the new year learning about products for the mind, body, and soul. And this Valentine's Day, we want you to get Zen. So distributors can register by clicking on the Mind, Body, and Soul banner at promoshow.com. And suppliers can reach out to sales at Promo Show if you need help reserving a booth. You'll be able to check out the latest PPE, personal care, fitness, SPF, pill boxes, lip balm, all that good stuff. There's going to be some education, some entertainment, giveaways throughout the day. So be sure to check it out. It falls on Valentine's Day, like I said, February 14th from 11 to 3 Eastern time.
Awesome.
So that will be fun. But Lori, you're on the road. You're in a hotel, obviously. What else have you been up to since we last chatted?
So I am on the road, super excited to be on the road, and 2 weeks straight away from home.
Wow.
So drove in on a Sunday and hit San Diego. So I am in the state of California. And I'm doing the Ideas and Inspiration Tour that David Monahan organizes. So started off in San Diego, Orange County to Los Angeles. Today I'll drive up to the Central Coast and then make my way Sunday to Sacramento and 4 shows next week. So I have been super busy. Yeah.
Are you driving the whole, that's a lot of driving.
Oh yeah. I will clock some serious miles. I already have. I mean, it's crazy, but I've got my big booth in the car. Like I look like a gypsy or a homeless person. Like you can't see in my car. I've got so much stuff everywhere. And then, but if you look at the front of my, like the front seat passenger side on the floor, I've got my blender. I've got all my protein and all my supplements. Like I've got all my stuff because I'm on the road.
You're set. Your health and wellness. You have your health and wellness stuff.
It's so good. And I have to share that I've seen some just amazing people this first week on the road. And one of our mutual friends, David from Totally Bamboo, he's so darn funny. So he came up to me and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Lori, so good to see you. But Amelia sounds better on the rundown. And you probably should get a green screen." Like, huh? So he gets my phone and we go to Amazon. He's like, "Yeah, you need this microphone. Amelia sounds way better." I'm like, "This is a $400 microphone. Do you think I get paid for doing what I like? Who's going to pay for my $400 microphone?" Which I probably will get. And then he's like, "Green screen, Lori, it's super easy. You just go get it and you just hang it behind you." And then he goes like this to my head. He goes, like on the other backgrounds, like, and you can see through.
Don't listen to David. Rule number 1, don't listen to David. He likes to mess with people.
It is hilarious. So as we were departing on Wednesday, I said, "Oh, David, next time I'll make sure that I have a good microphone and sound just as good as Amelia and a green screen." So he made me laugh.
So I obviously don't have a green screen. This is my office. You can see my plant and my stuff. So this is my new mic. Beautiful. And it was on Amazon, and I'll ask Lori more where it came from because we had our like our holiday party online virtual. And so we do kind of a swap where you can steal. And I stole this from Joel because he won it. And I stole it from him because last year he stole from me. But this was a mic. So it had to be like under $40. So I will find out what it is. Just plugs into a USB.
Perfect.
And then you just, yeah, I love it. And it's easy because I can move it around. So my other one was like that big boom and it kind of kept getting in my way. So this one I can just push it. Yeah. I'll find it for you. Don't spend $400. That's crazy.
Next week.
That's fun. Well, I wish I was on the road with you.
What have you been up to?
Nothing. It's freaking freezing cold here in Kansas. I barely want to go outside. I barely want to open my door to let the dogs out because the cold wind just comes in. I haven't had anything fun or exciting since I've been home. I've just been home. It's school. We're doing wrestling, basketball, cheer. Maddox turned 12. So we did have just like family. We went out to dinner, but even that night I was shuffling. So like there was a basketball game, then the kids met us at dinner, then they left and went back to a basketball game. I was like, this is the weirdest birthday ever. So for the weekend, I loaded up like 5-6 kids and took them to the movies and had pizza and had a slumber party. So
fun. I mean, these slumber parties with Maddox being the baby is gonna like.
Well, he's 12, so I want to know from parents, at what age can I quit doing these birthday parties and slumber parties? Like, when does this end?
I think you're done.
That's what I keep saying. Like, do you still need to do this?
No, I think you're done. You're done.
Okay.
Like, I think organize anything.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Okay, so health tips. What do we have since?
Yes.
I'm still sitting after all these kids' birthday parties and all these, prepubescent boys hanging out at my house. What do I need to know to like?
So far we've covered career, physical activity, relationships. Let's talk about home cooking. I know. So many of you might be surprised when I tell you that when I'm home, I cook every single night. We might go out one night, but I, one, enjoy being in the kitchen. Two, I know what's going in my food. Like people, even some of your finest restaurants put so many fillers to make a sauce, right? And anyhow, home cooking. So if you don't like it, perhaps you start small. And if you never, cook, maybe you do one day a week that you cook and slowly start. And the key to having success in home cooking, what I have heard from clients, is they don't have the ingredients. So then they get frustrated and it's like, this is not fun. So I truly have a couple cookbooks, and on Saturday, I'll go through and highlight a couple recipes that I'm going to cook for that week. I do the shop. It's all in the house. Super easy. The other thing that's easy to do is your crock pot. You literally, it can take 15 minutes to throw all the ingredients in. It cooks all day, and you've got not only a meal for that night, but a leftover meal for the following night or another day during the week.
Sure. Yeah. So my mom did Ameliaism, whatever you want to call it. So many things I want to say, but I'm trying to be careful. Here's the hard thing. We post this on Facebook and LinkedIn. My kids don't have, but we also post this on Instagram, and my daughter has Instagram, and sometimes she listens. So I have to be very careful about what I say, because if I reference my children, they flip out. They don't want me talking about them. So I'm going to put a personal disclaimer to anybody that knows me and also knows my children. If you're listening to this, please do not message my child and say, oh my God, I heard your mom talking about you. So with that, it's nothing I did, but we're talking about my daughter's getting older. She's 14. She went to winter formal with a boy. And since then they've been chatting a lot and hanging out, and he came over and watched movies at our house one night. And I want to be cool, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this.
No,
you had a boy, so it's a little bit different, but
It's scary.
She's still sweet and innocent, and he's a freshman. He's everybody that knows him, because I have friends, and he runs cross country with those boys, and they're all like, we love him. He's super polite, good kid, good choice. So I'm not worried about him being a bad kid, but it's just the fact that she's growing up. I kept kind of peeking into I wouldn't let him sit in her room. Obviously, I was like, no bedroom. And she's like, why? I watch movies with my friends all the time. I'm like, different. So we have a room that has barn doors. That's kind of the kids' room. There's like a day bed and video games and my exercise bike and stuff. So they were in there, and I peeked in once to check on him and tell him that I had snacks and some dinner and stuff. And his arm was around her, and she was kind of leaned back. And Bailey, my dog, was laying in between of them. And I was like, yes, Bailey is going to stay between you two. And then I just backed out, and I told my husband, and he didn't pay attention. And then he went in, and he came back out. He's like, oh my God, they're like, I know, I'm not ready for this.
No. And so, yes, good job, Bailey.
Yeah.
It starts with these dances.
Mm-hmm.
And think back, Amelia, like your first kiss or your first handhold or the first arm. I mean, that gives them butterflies. I mean, just even, it's that human touch. And if she's at all interested in this boy, so yeah, you've got to have eyes wide open on this one. And
well,
I know
what I was doing at her age and what she's doing, I had the horns, and she still has a halo because she's way better than I am. But I'm just like, oh, my sweet girl who said she didn't like boys like 2 months ago, and now she's got not allowed to say boyfriend, but a boy that she hangs out with. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And even with a boy, like I fear when Lucas had girls over, or they would be in the pool or whatever, I fear the girls' parents. Mm-hmm. Like, Lucas, you need to be a complete gentleman. Like 100%. Because if you cross that boundary, it's not okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've had that conversation with the friend boy to say, you know what? Guys are friends, be a gentleman. None of this, none of that. But oh my gosh, Amelia.
Until then, I have Maddox, and I was like, you can have your friend over anytime your brother's home, because I know he'll annoy them and spy on them. When they went to leave, we were watching the Chiefs game downstairs that Sunday, and I was like, Maddox, sneak upstairs and make sure there's no like hugging or kissing or anything. And I was like, but you have to be careful and make sure she doesn't see you. So he like crawled up the stairs, and he's like, no, they just said bye, and then the door shut. And I was like, okay, good.
Oh my gosh. No.
And I was like, and don't tell your sister I sent you up there. So okay, well, enough of my crazy antics. So we do have a new unsung promo hero, and the nominator is Johanna Gottlieb of Halo. So let's give a listen.
Hi, I'm Johanna Gottlieb with Halo, chair of Promo Kitchen, and fourth member for the PPAI DEI Task Force. Today I want to talk to you about Valerie Spiller, who is someone I want to nominate as an unsung hero. Val Spiller is the owner of Elite Marketing, a multi-line rep agency out of Chicago. She is a DEI advocate, someone I've had amazing conversations with over the last few years around DEI, and an amazing sales rep. She is constantly helping me with my clients, goes above and beyond, has done end user meetings with me, gotten to know my accounts, strategically pitched for my accounts, talks to me about who I'm prospecting, going after, and just really a champion for me in so many different ways. So today I'd like to talk about Val Spiller and say thank you to you as an unsung hero, and thank you for all you do. Thanks.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Johanna. You guys are amazing. I love that you guys are working together for women's empowerment and together on all these boards. So good job. Kudos to both of you. Lori, guilty pleasures. You've been traveling a lot. So that means you've had some hotel time, some nighttime to watch whatever you want. Or are you too busy, like just driving?
Oh, I'm so busy driving. I mean, literally in 5 days, I've had 4 different hotels.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned it on our last podcast, perhaps not, but I've been cleansing since January 1st. So I've been a really good girl. I've been a really good girl. So I've been coming back to the room, and literally I have so much work, which I love. So I don't have any guilty pleasures. I can tell you that one of, my previous guilty pleasures I mentioned is Sister Wives. There's some major drama going on right now. Cody's thinking, because Mary Janelle, and there's one other one, Amelia, but
There's
they're
four.
like leaving. Yeah. So Robin,
three of the wives are leaving.
yes, and Cody just came out saying that he's looking now for other wives. So I, again, am fascinated by this because really they needed him. They had kids, but they raised.
Is Robin the only one staying?
Yes. And she's the last wife. She's wife 4.
Yeah, she's wife 4. And she's the one that he's technically legally married because he had to divorce his first wife, Mary, of like 17 years so that he could adopt Robin's kids from somebody else. That was the only way he could adopt them if they're legally married. I know that much, but I haven't watched in a few years.
So with COVID, Cody put like these really strict guidelines in for the households. And so, and if they didn't follow, he wouldn't see them. So basically these wives have said, like, for the last couple of years, I've been on my own and raising the kids, and I'm okay by myself. They've become even more independent and have their lives and their careers, and like they just are like moving on. So I saw it. It was in one of my smut magazines that he's now potentially looking for new wives to fill.
Well, Lori, you're always on husband 1 and 2. He could be 3 and it's not even legal. So you could have a third, you could have a second and a third husband. Come on, girl.
It's so crazy. I know.
Content that you would provide us. I mean, go try out for that. See if you can.
I'll just take a trip next weekend when I'm back over to Flagstaff and go visit and see what the criteria is. I'm too old for him.
Yeah. So my guilty pleasure was when I was traveling, I had been watching Peaky Blinders like a long time ago. Me and my husband watched the first 3 seasons, and that was something that we would watch together. And then it went on kind of hiatus and we got, off with our times. So I downloaded season 4 and just kind of like would skip through it and be like, okay, I remember this, just trying to catch myself up with it. So I did that. And then I just finished season 5. And there will be a season 6, but it's really good. And again, bad parenting skills, but I was watching it in my bedroom because I was trying to it's not really child friendly, but my son can't seem to leave me in a room without him coming. So he came in and he asked tons of questions, but he was like, is this real? Did this happen? And I was like, you know what? I don't know if this part is real or not. So we looked it up, and sure enough, I was like, yes, this is a historical fact. This actually happened. So I looked up the show, and the show is not real, but some of the things in it are real. And it is truly based on a group of gangsters that called themselves the Peaky Blinders, but they were running Birmingham in the 1890s, and then the show's taken place in the 1920s. So it's a little bit different time frame, but the stuff with Winston Churchill and the guy that was trying to basically was like a Hitler guy trying to take over and control, all that was real life factual stuff when I Googled it. So that was interesting to know that it wasn't just a show, that a lot of the stuff really happened.
That I'm going to put that one down because that will be good for when I get home.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I forgot to tell you, and you probably already know this, that Ozark launched.
Oh, I started watching it. I've watched the first 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I'm so sad that it's done. What? Anyhow, I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah. So I am watching that and some others that started. So, okay. So Lori, I don't have set acronyms, but I Googled because Hallie Moore, who is a full-time employee with us now, she's she's a kid, she's 21. So I'm always like, hey, you got any new terms? What are the kids saying these days? So she sent me something and she's like, have you heard of pushing P? And I was like, no, is this something you can message me on our company thing? What does this mean?
Pushing P?
Pushing The letter P. But when you send it, the letter P is the emoji that almost looks like a parking, like it's P in a block. So I was like, I have no idea what this means. And so she sent me this article. It stemmed from a song from an Atlanta-based rapper called Gunna. You probably never heard of him. So I guess this term has been around, but it's something that is more like a Southern term that means like keeping it real. So he did this whole TikTok that talks about what pushing P means. And it's a slang term that I have someone in the peanut gallery in the back going, what are you saying? So for the example, so people know what it means. So his saying was an example, opening door for a lady, that's P. Like that's keeping it real. That's legit. That's cool.
You just say P?
Yeah, he was like, that's P. That's how he abbreviates it. And then he said, getting with your girls or getting with your friends X, that ain't P. So with that, I have some other terms for you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do 3 other ones to keep it simple. So, and I'm just going to go and I have a bunch, so we'll go through these over the next weeks. So the term salty, if someone says, you're salty, you know, like how that would be used.
Yeah, they just licked my face after I got done working out.
Disgusting and salty. And I love that you just said that. But like if someone has an attitude, like, she was so salty because I took first place, or she was salty because the boy liked me. Like she's jealous or upset or bitter.
So salty sounds like maybe you're
like, I think some of these, to me, I've heard them before. So I think they're maybe older terms that are like coming back, you know, like everything old is new. Like the pants, the bell bottoms, the wide leg pants are back, the chunky heeled shoes, the crop tops.
Well, I'm still wearing the skinny jeans you told me to buy for $200 because it's going to come back, Amelia.
Oh, I have all my jeans. Yeah. I'm
not getting rid of them. I wore them yesterday. I'm like,
yeah, no, me too.
I'm wearing them.
Okay. So here's another term that you could go either way. Snatched.
Yeesh.
If you hear your teens say snatched, are you yelling at them or is that okay? What do you think?
Well, I have to be honest. We took the ED off. We used to use this word in high school, which was not a good word.
That means I snatched that. Like I took it.
So snatched would not.
It's a good word.
Is it?
This is an X-rated show. Yes, it's a good word. I'm not going to say bad words. Well, I do sometimes.
So snatched is a good word. Give me a sentence.
It's a compliment. So the example they say are, I love your glasses. Those are so snatched. So it means it's a compliment, something good, something that you like.
I'm glad you told me, because if somebody said that to me out in public,
you'd punch them.
Elbow them. What do you mean my glasses are snatched?
These are terms that teens are using now. So I figure I better wrap my head around all the stuff my kids are doing.
Yes.
So, and I don't know if I should yell at them or not. So I want to know, is it appropriate or not? Because
yes, of course. So snatched is good.
Snatched is good.
Okay.
Okay. The other one is yeet. Y-E-E-T.
I would think yeet is like, oh dear.
It is excitement.
Yeet.
Yeah. So the example is like in a sentence, yeet, it's the weekend.
You know, you're making me older on this podcast.
Standalone.
It's the weekend. This is a whole nother language.
I know it is. And that's how the kids talk. So if you use it standalone, it's excitement, or you can use it as a verb. So the example here they give is, if this latte has foam, I'm going to yeet it in the trash, like throw it. So yeet is excitement, or if you use it as a verb, it's like to get rid of, to throw, like, oh
my gosh. Like, this is crazy. Push and pee, salty, snatched, and yeet.
Yeet.
My vocabulary
is yeet. I just feel like I screamed and it came out wrong. Yeet.
That's how I'm thinking. Like, so, yeah. If somebody comes behind you and like pokes you in the ribs, yeet.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, I will have many more terms, so we're gonna bust through these. So
I'm
we're
gonna
all
have a
be-
couple for you next time, because next time I won't be on the road and I will be able
Yeah.
to research a few for you that
Yeah.
are. I'm
Find
gonna
some
ask
Australian
Madison.
terms
Ooh, I
because
should
you
ask
have
my
the inside track
nephews.
on Australia. So let's
know
get some of
what?
the slang.
I'm gonna ask Spencer and Ethan to give Auntie some terms. They're gonna think I'm crazy because they do already.
Yes,
but I'm
ask
gonna
your
ask them.
nephews.
That's a good idea. Because they're
Awesome.
using they use a totally different language over there. It's Maori, and yeah, I'm gonna find out. That's awesome. It's a good idea.
That's good. See, we're educating. This is our learning.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, well, that's going to do it for us today. Don't forget to register for the Mind, Body, and Soul themed promo show happening Valentine's Day, February 14th between 11 and 3 p.m. Eastern. And just go to promoshow.com, click on the banner on top to register. And then please be sure you comment below. We want to hear from you guys. I want to know, when I can quit throwing birthday parties for my kids, how I handle my daughter starting to date. I don't even want to say it out loud.
Gosh.
Nominate your unsung hero. We've had a lot of people submit videos, which is amazing. So we will get them all played, but we'd like to have more because we know there's way more unsung promo heroes out there. So be sure to tune in again on February 28th to hear more tips from Lori and see if I've buried any bodies in my backyard for boys being bad.
I love it.
And happy early Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, Amelia.
Yeah.
Can you believe we're in February?
I know.
It's unbelievable.
All right. Well, we will see you all next time. Take care. Bye.